Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, June 7th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I honor the flow of consciousness. And we've got some very interesting lessons in the astro that are pointing to a few things that may feel, what would be the right word? Well, we have two yads going on. So when we have yads, there are these energies where you can't see eye to eye. It's like overcoming the obstacle of working with these two energies is a really big lesson. And I just want to say, anybody who has yads in their chart, they're typically very activated when we have yad energy going on. And like I said, not just one or two. So I'm focusing on the yad focal points more so than the energies feeding in. One of the yads is focusing on that moon in Leo energy. So the moon in Leo is reminding us of the importance of honoring and listening to our inner child, honoring that creativity, listening to the heart, loving that energy. So it's focused right on that. It's like, come on, utilize that energy. Now, the moon may bring up hidden energies that make it feel like it's tough, challenging, and part of the yad, tough or challenging to access this energy, to connect with that child energy. And the other yad is part of this because they're just working together. The other yad is focusing in on the South Node and Saturn in Capricorn. So we have the inner child, love, heart, joy, play over here, and then we have the Capricorn energy, hard work, limits, discipline, responsibility. And so in that, it's like, oh my God, how do I meld these energies? How do I work with these energies? I think an important thing to remember is that lesson of Saturn, the ultimate lesson of Saturn. We've fallen under society's spell when it comes to what responsibility is. It's like you are responsible to live the American dream or whatever country you live in. You are responsible to make money and give half of it to the government. And I'm not an anarchist, so I'm not saying that you should go against that. But we have all these responsibilities, and in those responsibilities we forget that we are responsible to that soul purpose, that we are responsible for bringing the energy of joy and love around. So we have this yad pointing there, with the moon being part of it, feeding in, saying, you got to remember to bring the consciousness of love. You've got to remember to bring the lesson of love. You've got to remember to bring your inner child with you. All the sages, usually at some point, and gurus and master teachers, come around to embrace the energy of the child, embrace the innocence of the child, to live a good life. And that's true. And so this yad, I believe, or these yads, are reminding us of our responsibility to ourselves to be true to that child energy. Now, that being said, there's definitely some karmic energies at play in all this. There's definitely a lot of unwinding, but it's unwinding for more than just this lifetime. God, life on this planet has been hard for many, many, many millennia. And I think that this life is hard has been definitely etched in the spirit of human. And so it's unwinding that energy to reprogram life is meant to be joyful. Life can be joyful. I can live the life of the innocence. I can find that harmony. This is where we want to flow our consciousness. So you may find today that you have some child stuff coming up, inner child stuff coming up. That could potentially feel a little bit heavy. Or the stuff coming up around the inner child, I want to embrace this. I don't feel like I have time. There's a lot of different energies that you may feel coming up. There's definitely some worth stuff at play, worth and identity stuff coming up as well, in and through these energies that all may be impacting the inner child and how you can embrace it. It is our job to go through this experience this life stuff, and still find our way to harmony, find our way to maturity, which includes all of us. It includes the inner child. It includes that soul purpose energy. So this is part of the big deep work that is going on. All right, so that's one part. And that's like the yods, like they're such pushers. In case you don't know what a yod means, everybody asks me. It's the finger of God, the finger of fate. Basically, a yod in the chart is saying this lesson is so important, but it's a challenge. Yods they definitely have a lot of challenge energy in them. So, what do we have besides that? Besides that, we have our last full day of Venus hanging out in the sign of Taurus. So like I said, there's worth stuff up. Venus is at that 28 degrees. That's 10 energy, reminding you of your inherent worth, reminding of you of your creativity and of your gifts. And speaking of worth stuff, like I said, and the inner child stuff, with Mercury, which is in Cancer, which is bringing up the feels. We are still going to be working through the feels. Like, just expect the feels for the next month plus as we, move closer to these eclipse energies. Mercury in Cancer is connecting to Uranus in Taurus, and it's connecting to Chiron in Aries. So that connection to Uranus and Taurus, again, the worth stuff, worth consciousness is coming up. It's up to you to nurture your worth. It's up to you to lend your thinking, to lend your mind, to lend your consciousness to supporting your worth process. The worth of your inner child, the worth of the part of you that's working towards your soul energy. Working towards your soul energy may seemingly take you away from living the life that everybody in your life would like you to live, and yet that doesn't make it any less worthwhile, and that's so important to remember. Mercury squaring Chiron. Chiron in Aries is working us on that soul level of identity. Mercury in Cancer, again, this square energy, it may not be comfortable. These things that you have to do, these layers that you have to peel off to be that authentic, harmonious self. Tuning into you, taking some time, tuning into the very essence of you will support this process. But just be aware, these energies, they're challenging, and it's bringing stuff up so that you can notice it. It is part of the process of working through it, and then it's like, okay, and what's my part in working through this? There's the feeling part, but there's usually some decision-making and responsibility being taken around your personal energy. Let's see. Sun connecting to the moon. So we have Sun in Gemini, Moon in Leo. Oh my God, this part of the astro is like, please, please, please get together with people that you can laugh with and take some joy in the moment. There's, like I said, there's so much going on, and it can feel so heavy. Those moments are pure gold right now for the soul and for your process as you move through. So take some time, whether it's a phone call or like coffee with a friend or whatever, take some time connecting to those who like fire up the heart. And then we finish the day with the moon in Leo connecting to Jupiter in Sagittarius. Moon connecting to Jupiter in Sagittarius. This too is saying you need a little fun. You need a little fun to lighten up the energies, to help expand your mind, to get away from the focus of all the work that you've been doing. So, it's Friday night for at least, this part of the world. Friday evening, do something to bring yourself joy. Do something to get yourself out of your mind, out of the shoulds, out of your head, so that you can open back up. All right, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. Take a second. What are you grateful for? I'm thinking. I'm grateful to know about these yods so that I can understand. Yeah, this has definitely been some of the little like tug of wars that I've been feeling inside me the last little bit. Besides that, you can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. So expansive this love is. And you have the power to move with grace, as much grace as possible, through all of this. Namaste.